What's up, everybody? So this week I've discovered that I need more rod holders. I went in the backyard. Not everybody can do this, but I have an old boat that I got for free one day, and decided to pull some old parts off of it. Two of them being rod holders. So these are, I think, a 35 degree. I'm not too sure, but after going with a few buddies a few times, definitely realized we need more rod holders, especially in the front side of the boat. So anyways, with that being said, decided that I'm gonna go in front of these and put rod holders here. Now they're not going to be on the front side, but they will be angled in a specific angle to where we can at least have a rod going forward, and it'll help for now until I get a couple more, or until I get the nerve up to put them up here, because I don't exactly like the idea, and plus they're too wide to go this way. I can turn them this way, but they'll be super forward, which wouldn't be a problem, but I would need something a little bit shorter because I'm picky on how that would look. But anyhow, so if you're wanting to put these on, it don't matter if they're new or used. I took these off an old boat and I tried to polish them the best I could. I think they came out pretty okay. But anyways, you see they have a gasket or a seal on the bottom. So you want to slide that dude off, and you want to place it where you think would be the best, and you can't just go off of one side. So I would have put it right here and I would have been more forward, which would have been ideal, but on this side I can't do that because I have my gas filler. You want to place this where you want it. Mine, I'll be shooting forward, so I positioned it to where I have the back screw hole centered of my gunnel, and I'm gonna measure from edge to edge. You can either use it at a point like this and say it's 4 inches, or you can go from the grids if you have grids or something, but you just want a solid measurement for something to get it symmetrical on the opposite side. Then you want to get it at an easy number, like this one's gonna be 7 1/4, and it'll be 7 1/4 from here to here, 4 inches from here, and another point of interest would be 2 3/8 to the center of that hole. So I'm then going to take and transfer these same numbers and then do it on the opposite side. If you're putting in rod holders, you want to be super careful not to hit any other lines that might be running from back to the front or from bow to stern, and you also want to make sure you're not hitting any gas lines, any lighting sockets, or anything like that. You also want to make sure that you don't just go drilling a hole and put it in the front and realize that your flare is a whole lot more inset than you think, and then end up drilling outside of your boat, because that wouldn't be good. So here, luckily, I've got a access point to see what's behind here. Y'all can't see in there, but right here I'm clear. There's nothing in there except for fiberglass that I just jabbed in my finger. Anyways, I'll get that out in a minute. So after doing so, marking your holes out, as you see here, I couldn't do this one because of that gas filler, so I moved it from here backwards, and it's the same exact measurements: 4 to the center, 2 3/8, 7 3/4 to the top, or 7 1/4 from top to the edge to the top of this. So now what you want to do is get your hole saw bit. You want to get one that is the same size as the outside diameter of your rod holder. You don't want to be the same size of the inside of your hole. So outside of the rod holder is definitely obviously going to be the same exact size as this socket. So you're going to be to where you can wiggle it side to side a little bit, and you're also going to be at an angle once you start drilling. So you just want to follow it, make sure you do it right. And something else you're going to want to do is you possibly may want to put masking tape over this. I've drilled in this, I know how it's going to drill, I don't need it, but the masking tape will prevent this stuff from cracking, and it'll help it from chipping, your gel coat from chipping, and it's just good practice. I may end up going ahead and doing it anyways. I got some clear tape so I can see through it and just remark over it. But anyways, we're going to get these holes drilled out, get these rod holders in, so let's get started. This tape is light enough, see-through enough where I can see the holes. I'm not worried about the Sharpie on the boat or the gel coat itself, because this thing's going to get washed here in a few anyway. So I'm just going to trace out this line. That's that. We're going to start with the main hole itself. So wish me luck. If you want to get your hole started, go in reverse. This will help score the gel coat so it doesn't crack anything else underneath. Once you've gotten the first little bit started, then you can go forward. Alright, so right here we have this extra little bit for the slant. What you're going to do is you're going to cock your drill bit in a forward direction, go in reverse or forward, whichever you prefer, and just try to go at the same angle. And that's it. Should tell you to wear a face mask and probably some glasses, you know, but it's all right. Anyways, this is where she's gonna sit. And there is our screw holes. So now that's the next step. Whichever screws that you decide to use, they obviously need to be stainless. You want to mark these out, which these are already marked. And once you mark your screw holes out and you know what size screws you're going to use, then you're going to want to use a drill bit that is lesser than the size of the actual screw. You don't want to bore that hole out so big where that screw is just going to fall right through it. So you just want it enough to pilot it to where it doesn't crack any of your fiberglass and it goes through. So we're going to grab our screws and our drill bit. Alright, so I'm picking out some screws. I've got these guys. They should fit in there just fine for now. I'm going to end up putting some bigger ones in, but this is what I have the most of at the moment. But what I mean by sizing your drill bit to your shank, that right there would probably be a hair too big. So we're going to go down a notch. this right here would be perfect. It's just the same size as the inner thread there. Like I said, you don't want it too big and you don't want it wallered out. So now we drilled the holes. Lift the tape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some silicone, even though this gasket's for the same thing. I'm just going to put a touch of silicone around the bottom. That way it definitely seals off the bottom here. And I'm going to put a little bit up top so it seals off the top as well. So I'll go get some and I'll be back. And the only reason I'm putting silicone on it is because this isn't a fresh gasket. So I just want to put a little bit around the holes just to be safe. Slide this guy through. That's that. Clean up that little bit of silicone that came out. And there's our rod holder. Now I'm going to go do the same thing to the other side. Alright guys, the rod holders are in. So now I've got 1, 2, 3 of them on this side, 3 on the other. And of course I've got all these, and those right there. But anyways, these things do not take that long to install. If you know what you're doing, by all means go for it. You can save yourself a lot of time and a lot of money. But if you don't know how to do it, if you're scared to, or you're just uncomfortable, by all means seek professional help. This is just for people to get an idea that are trying to be confident in themselves on doing things on their own, saving some money. But like I said, it doesn't take that long, and just like that, I've got 2 extra spots for 2 extra rods. So anyways, that's it for now. The next video I think we'll be doing foot oil, so if you're interested, stay tuned. I'm gonna try to do something dealing with a boat install or kayak install, or maybe even rigging here soon. So stay with us until next time. Be sure to subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm Drew. This is Habitual Angling. I'm out.